Dear Sir Optimist friends, the 8th of March is over. Remarkable articles have been printed in the international press for that International Women's Day. Ingenious contributions have been shown on TV. Analyses on all aspects of discrimination against women have been presented. One really cannot say anymore that women are not present in the public eye. In a tragic way, this also has been due to the atrocious events of the past months in India and Pakistan, where a woman and a girl have undergone physical attacks which led to death in one case and serious injuries in the other. In line with the absolute necessity of striving for a non-violent world, the theme at this year's meeting of the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women, CSW in New York, was No Violence Against Women. We have already had some feedback from the 50 Seroptimists from all over the world who attended the meeting of the 27th UN CSW under the guidance of International President Alice Wells. Just as for last year and the years before, our impressively large delegation of Seroptimists was able to network intensively and advocate an end to violence on all levels of society. They did this wherever they had the opportunity to raise their voices in front of ministers, UN politicians and pressure groups. It has been a positive experience for them to realize how high a standing we have at the UN. For insiders, this is obvious through our general consultative status with UN ECOSOC, which carries the highest status an NGO, a non-governmental organization, can be awarded. But it should not only be those Seroptimists who are our permanent representatives at the UN who work hard to maintain this high status. It should be all Seroptimists around the world. It should be all of us who lobby and advocate for women's rights before their politicians on local and national levels. We all have to demand that our politicians sign the relevant treaties and conventions, follow their ratification and, moreover, ensure that they are put into action. Nowadays, it is so easy to see if your country has signed and ratified, for example, the Convention on the Rights of the Child or the Convention on Corruption. You only have to ask the question on the UN website. Every citizen has the right to ask his or her deputy why important conventions have not yet been signed in their country. So please, start being ambassadors of civil society for the women of the world and for Seroptimists International. During the CSW meeting, our sister from Moldova, Violeta Bunescu, shared her experience in her country where many women still suffer from violence and discrimination and are the subjects of trafficking. She explained the important role of civil society and that of SI clubs in developing programs and projects which provide help for victims and work on preventative measures. President-elect Ulla Madsen, Extension Chair Maria Luisa Fosio, Vice President Christine Peer, Eminim Erdem of SI Turkey and Executive Director Anne Simon were actively engaged with their respective states' representations, ensuring key issues affecting women and girls were tackled at the European level. A large SI delegation spent an unforgettable International Women's Day marching in line behind UN Secretary Ban Ki-moon's wife, Yo Suk-taek, and were impressed by the message of Malala, the Pakistani girl who braved a man's brutal attack. I would like to thank the group of Seroptimists International of Europe who worked so hard, making the utmost of networking and lobbying opportunities during that time and at CSW in New York. Let us hope that this year's outcomes of this most important meeting will have positive results and bring even greater benefits to civil society throughout the world.